first of all, some of you may have noticed that I am not Marina. That is because Marina is on vacation, and a very, very well-earned vacation. So I will be running community calls, at least for the rest of February. I have not run one since probably a year ago, so please be good to me. Let me ease back on in. That said, we'll follow at least a similar agenda to what we normally do. I will go through, remind everybody, we'll drop you xMETRIC just for dropping by. Gabriel, I will have you drop a link in chat. If you can do that, that would be great. Just as a thank you for being here. We're going to go through specifically and talk about review. There's been a lot of conversations about review, especially around batch 15. We'll talk about what it's been like from our side, how we're incorporating some of the feedback that's been offered, what we're going to do next, a tiny bit of alpha on how you can get re-reviews. And then I'll turn it over to Vida to talk about education, and then Helix will cover some of the events we've got coming up, specifically a cool space on February 9th. And then at the end, I'll chat a little bit about season 3 coming to an end and what we can expect for season 4. So with that, we'll start the recording and dive into it. For anybody who is watching this on recording, welcome to the community call, February 7th. Good to have you. Brendan, unfortunately, is not here. He has a sick baby. So instead of going through the specific analytics challenges, I will just remind anyone who is new and unfamiliar that MetricsDAO runs analytics challenges. I'm going to drop a link in general, just so you can access that. But if you want to try your hand at analytics, you can give those challenges a try, get reviewed, hopefully get paid, and level up your career. For those who are trolling me, not everyone is on vacation. Some people have sick children and other more important things. But I am running this community call. I am not doing it solo. We'll tap, as I said, Vida and Helix to talk about education, talk about partnerships, just an overview of some of the stuff we've got going. But as promised, bounty questions in general. If you have never tried one, I think I recognize most of the names here, but if you haven't tried, check it out. So we're going to keep on moving, be a little bit quicker than normal. Just a reminder as well, actually, before we move on, if you want to see what other folks are up to, if you're worried about, oh, I might run into, an Andrew Hong or a Pinehurst, Akita Kakamura, Marku, whoever, someone who's super good, you can check it out on the dashboard. Which just hopefully will help as you figure out what type of challenges you want to tackle. We know it can be difficult to compete with other folks. Some of the feedback that we've heard is, I'm not sure it's worth spending the time if I'm just going to get beat out by other folks at the top. This is one way around that, just to keep an eye on who else is claiming and submitting stuff. So I don't have Rob, unfortunately. I was hoping I'd have Rob as a wingman, but I wanted to talk a little bit about review. And then just so it's not me on stage performing for everybody, then we'll talk a little bit about education and what's coming up there. We've had a lot of feedback on review. We know that folks want more feedback from reviewers. We know that some people are unhappy with the grades they've received. They want to know why feedback seems arbitrary, why something is applied in one case and not another. As a glimpse behind the scenes, we have a lot of tiebreakers to go through. We have a lot of cases where people are receiving the exact same grade after going through the initial review process, and it's absorbing a tremendous amount of time just to do that fairly, especially because a lot of those are contenders for grand prizes. So it's putting a major burden on the reviewer staff, and it's something that we've been seeking feedback, that we've talked about on Discourse, trying to figure out how to handle. So a couple things to go into that. The first is reviewer networks. We have a number of seasoned reviewers at this point. We are encouraging folks to use the Badger tool and put together their own reviewer networks. And then they can say, hey, choose our reviewer network because we consistently apply standards to all submissions. Or choose our reviewer network because we'll write a thread and we'll tweet about it for you. et cetera, et cetera. Very similar to validators in a proof of stake system. Our view is that fundamentally this competition will lead to better reviewers being chosen more often and getting paid more often, which in turn will lead to better grades. We're going to give this a try, but we're also going to encourage folks who are already reviewers to form their own reviewer networks. And then over time, we will make it easier for those reviewer networks basically to rise to the top. So there's some work to be done on that. We know it's not right around the corner. We know people have concerns in the meantime, but that is going to be one step by which the best reviewers, those who have a proven track record and can advertise themselves, can get paid more for doing good work, for giving good reviews. That's one thing we're going to do. Another thing we're doing in response to feedback, and this is on Discourse, and I'll post the link after the community call to the Discourse discussion, is figuring out how we can amplify the best submissions. So getting them all in one place, above and beyond the showcase that we already have. We do have a showcase for great submissions, but we'll be working with the growth and marketing squad to amplify best submissions regularly. That will help everybody get a sense of here's the stuff that's consistently winning and why it's winning. It will also help just with finding, the best of the best. And if you are getting to the level where you're winning, we are going to do our best to help you amplify your Twitter portfolio, your profile, your ability to get freelance work. We have seen this happen before. We are here to help basically anyone who wants it to be able to get paid to do analysis. And the way to do that is to produce great work, but also to promote it. And that means being good at tweeting. It means having us to help you amplify it. So those are all things that we're going to aim for in response to some feedback that we've gotten. More on that to come. The third and final thing, regrades. We have tried this. I'll speak for myself. I have tried this in my work at Flipside. Posting a regrade channel ends up being flooded with everyone asking for a regrade because there's no downside to asking. But it puts a tremendous burden on reviewers. It's just a very difficult thing to accomplish. So what we're going to try is a community review channel where you can post something for a review. To get it reviewed, you have to review someone else's work. So you give a review, you get a review. Similarly with tiebreakers, if you review a potential tie and say, I'm voting for this one, and here's why I'm voting for it. Here's where I thought it was good. Here's where it suffered. We will make a note of that. And then you'll be eligible when you have something on your own that you want to review or have reviewed. You'll have accrued, a review point that you can spend on that. This is a super manual process. We would love to be able to run it through the app. We will talk about, the app shortly, but for the moment, we're just going to try it out and see how it goes. So this is a way where if you're confident that you have something that wasn't reviewed properly, you can have us take a second look at it. And the way to do that is by taking the time to review someone else's work and give them some feedback. So I will be setting up that community review channel, making it public later this afternoon. You all are here. If you're listening to this, now you know that it exists. You know where to go. And we'll run that for a little while and see how it goes. Let me take a quick breath there, see if anybody's got questions, if they have feedback, if there's discussion around bounty challenges, peer review, reviewer networks, tiebreakers, anything related to that. All right, we'll keep on rolling. I'm talking a lot, so let me turn it over to Vaida, and we'll talk about some of the education courses that we've got coming up.
Thank you very much, Slinger. So in the education front of MetricsDAO, we do have quite a lot of things going on at the moment. First, I'm going to touch on our Web3 analytics courses. So if you are interested in becoming a Web3 analyst, we have synchronous and asynchronous programs available for you. So we are starting a new Web3 Analytics 101 cohort at the end of February or the 28th of February. So if you are interested in joining the cohort, we would love to have you there. And I'll share the links to all the different courses I'm going to be mentioning to you in the chat. If you cannot do the live cohort, no worries, because we also have an asynchronous program available. Other than the Web3 analytics programs, we also constantly launch new ecosystem programs where you can learn about the different ecosystems and the different blockchains that are out there. So we recently launched our Algorand course that you can already start. And I'm going to share the link in a moment. And on Monday next week, we are going to be launching our Ethereum course. So if you want to learn the basics of Ethereum, if you want to get a foundational understanding of the blockchain, of this ecosystem, the key technologies, and where it's heading, this course is a great opportunity for you. Also, at the moment, we are running 2 webinars per week that are completely free for you to join every Monday and every Wednesday at noon. So we've just had an Algorand webinar this Monday, and tomorrow at 12 EST time, we are going to have Cosmos 101 webinar. So it's going to be a great opportunity for you to understand what Cosmos ecosystem is really about and what innovations is Cosmos bringing to the market. So I'm going to share with you the links right now. And if you do have any suggestions of what educational programs you would like to have, we are very, very open to feedback. So please let me know or drop in the chat, and we'd love to talk with you. So we'll drop the links right now and hope to see you in our courses and webinars.
Thank you, Rita. Really quick chance for people to offer more feedback, talk about education. I will be enrolled as an alt in the Cosmos course. I'm super excited for that, especially with some of the cool stuff going on over in IBC land. We are always looking for more ideas for other courses. So I know a couple that are coming up that we haven't mentioned. I won't leak that alpha just yet, but it's a pretty cool suite. That said, there's always room for more. So if you have them, share them. We'll keep moving. Helix, I'm going to turn it over to you next to chat about some of the events we've got coming up this week.
Yes, awesome. We got more events, cool events this week. Pretty excited.
Unmute
I got
Helix.
2 major ones for you this week. I thought I heard someone, but I guess not. Okay, I'll keep going. First one, we got a behind the charts. This time with Kofi. I'm very proud of this one. He's a really cool guy, really intelligent guy. Obviously, a lot of people know him. A prime example of, what GJ was talking about earlier, how far you can really go in this space if you do some things right. And that's one of the things he'll be talking about. Rob from our team will be interviewing him on his work processes, how he likes to go about things. Maybe also a bit of personal background, who knows. And that will be this Thursday. So I'm dropping, excited for the Kofi interview. Awesome. Love to hear it. FC Arfa or F Carva. Thanks for the support, guys. Here comes the link. So it's easy for you to get a reminder. Just tap on interested and you'll be notified. Okay, I see I need to update that because there needs to be a link there to Twitter Spaces, but that's all good. You can just click on it for now and you'll be notified. Then another thing, pretty cool thing. We're doing Twitter Spaces, or actually what I mean to say is Flipside is doing Twitter Spaces weekly, twice a week in fact, about different various topics, and MetricsDAO is joining on every Monday and every Wednesday. Just this Monday we had a very cool talk about doing your own research. It was a very interesting discussion about, the pros, the cons. Is it possible that everybody does their own analysis in the space, or should you leverage analysts, et cetera, et cetera, best practices? It was very interesting, very cool to be a part of it. So I really recommend you guys to, well, first off, attend. Second of all, we'll also be asking MetricsDAO analysts to join as speakers. Those announcements will just be in the Masters channel. So that means you need some xMETRIC to unlock that. So when we talk about xMETRIC and the different things that it can unlock, we usually talk about bounties, but this is like a nice, cool bonus, right? And just another good reason to get your xMETRIC up. So I'll be joining, or I'll be joining as well every Wednesday and every Monday and Wednesday. But I meant to say I'm sharing the link to the Masters channel for those who already have enough xMETRIC. And if you don't, up those xMETRICs, and we see you in there. That's all for me for this week. Thank you, GJ.
Yep. And I will drop a link in chat to get some more xMETRIC and join the ranks of masters. So let me do that. I promised to chat a little bit about the app. I know we've been teasing it for a while. So here's where we're at. We have a 3-phase rollout. We are starting phase 1 tomorrow. Phase 1 is we're going to just hammer on it and QA it and make sure that it works by trying our best to break it. If you are interested in helping, shoot me a DM, and we'll see if we can get you into that. Phase 2, we'll be reaching out specifically for folks who are willing to help us QA and test it and make sure that it's ready to handle all the bounty volume that it possibly can. And then phase 3 is rolling it out to the entire DAO, to the entire world, Web3, Twitter, your friends, Mars, every place we can. So as I said, we're in the process of, making this happen. Like the rollout is happening. We're just in the QA phase. So we are super excited. We hope you are as well. This is going to dramatically level up our ability to run these programs and make them as good as we possibly can for you. So as I said, if you want to help test it and get early access to it, it'll be xMETRIC Masters first, in terms of new testers, followed by anybody else. Rank has its privileges, but that is something that we're going to be doing like imminently, and testing, as I said, is starting tomorrow. So message me if you're interested. I know that the full Go Live app is coming super soon, and we're really here for that. I'm catching up on chat really quick. And then if anybody else wants to unmute and has questions about app, about roadmap, marketplaces, testing, I'll pause for a sec.
It's not related with our topic, but I am curious about that. You are funding new data analysts, but how do you find these funds? Is this a public good, or if it's not private, can you explain this mechanism?
Yeah, sure. The funds come from the Near Foundation. They are interested in a wide range of analytics. And I'll speak since I have the Near partnership. I talk to the foundation analytics team every week and share the best outputs from MetricsDAO with them, go over it with them. They'll review that. In some cases, they'll take it all the way to the CEO. And I know this because she was in New York City last week. And I was talking with the chief data scientist who said, hey, I just met with her. I showed this analysis from Socio Crypto. So be aware that when we're running these things, like this is not just to level up or improve. It's actively helping guide decision-making at the highest levels of, billion-dollar blockchains. From their side, they will say, hey, we're really interested in this. So some of the questions around marketing DAO, the transparency report, weekly insights, all of those are coming directly from the Near Foundation. And they're providing Near tokens to pay out to analysts. Some of it goes to MetricsDAO to run the program. The rest of it is what gets paid out every week.
Thanks, sir. Also, thanks to Nir.
Yeah, I will make sure that Nir knows they've got some love from the MDAO community. Happy to pass that on. We're probably going to wrap up at this point, if no more questions. Just a reminder, we're going to continue running Twitter Spaces. We'll continue running Behind the Charts. We're going to make a big push to start amplifying some of the best submissions on Twitter, so that not only do partners see them like Nir, but also Crypto Twitter sees them as well. And then looking ahead a few weeks, we are starting to come to the end of season 3, which means season 4 is just over the horizon. Season 4 will mean new opportunities for contributors. It'll mean new opportunities to get to the core team. We have a number of operational pods. So if you're interested in what we do and in getting more involved, putting together an education course, helping coordinate the bounty program and reviewers, helping with marketing for MetricsDAO, or things that you think that you have to offer that we haven't mentioned, raise your hand. We are always looking for people who are helping make this a vibrant, exciting place where the best analysis is produced. And so season 4 will be a great opportunity to get involved for a season and test it out. We're super excited for that. We have not announced an end date for season 3 yet, but be aware it's coming sometime probably late February, early in March, followed by a brief off season, and then kicking into high gear with season 4, which will be the season of the app. We'll have the app active, and that will dramatically transform what all of us do, how we produce analysis, how we get paid, how we review for each other. So a lot of exciting stuff to look forward to. New education courses for Cosmos, for Solana, among others. New season, new chances to get involved. And as I said, for the really short-term stuff, continue to bear with us with review, and look forward to the community review channel, where you can start posting stuff that you really think deserves a regrade, and then helping others with their regrade requests as well. One thing I wanted to note on that before we wrap up, people have suggested a staking mechanism, staking your xMETRIC, so that the more confident you are, the higher a chance of getting a review. That's a great idea. We love that type of idea. There's some technical work that would be necessary to make that happen, but it's an idea that we're definitely considering. And so if you have other ideas, one of them that's come across is pay reviewers a little bit more to actually do the amplification themselves. We consider all of it. We read all the feedback, especially on discourse, where we're starting to move toward considering how we make it easier to move things to governance. So that's work that we do. We appreciate every suggestion. Some of it's easy to implement, some of it takes longer, but we read all of it. We consider all of it. So please keep sending it. All right, we'll call it there. Thanks to everybody for coming. I see a total, I think we just lost somebody, but 38 people, which is 7 more than last week. I'm assuming you came because you heard I'm here and I'm kind of a celebrity. To everyone who came hoping that I would sing, that governance discussion will happen on Discourse, but there will be no singing before then under any circumstances. And to everybody who did not come to hear me sing and wanted to talk about great analytics instead, we appreciate you. We're excited for more of the education courses. We're excited for the end of season 3 and the start of season 4. So thank you all for coming, and we will see you on next week's community call.